question. You in the VIP section. Big son sipping on French connections. Dashing, decked in the latest fashions. Flashing.
On the ESQ, The Revelation, the song Vision, you address a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
I remember when I had heard that, that was that song where I was like, now I better understand what happened.
Yep.
So with that, not only is that a vulnerability song, but becoming, now that you are a lawyer and because of your now releasing music more often, now when you look back to 2014 with Vision, what do you think is, in the grand scheme of your career, what is the significance of that song?
That was, again, part of therapy, and I felt like I needed to have closure. It was a closure song. And you're talking about from 2001, which I had already completed Live from the 215, you know what I'm saying, and that got shelved, to making records in between that time and then trying to figure out what I'm going to do next and all this other stuff. You know, 2014, the opportunity to make ESQ was all of that. It was all of that pent up frustration, all of that, people just not understanding what happened to Trey. You know, he just fell off the face of the earth. I remember listening to a radio interview, and K. Slay, he was talking to Young Guns. He was talking to Chris and Neef, and I think it was, Petey was in the studio, and then he said, they were talking, and he said something like, yo, what happened? Where's Tracey Lee? Did he die? You know what I'm saying? And, nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? It was just like here today, gone tomorrow. So that was my opportunity. I had to get that out. You know what I mean? For anybody that would listen, I'm going to give you what happened. And so, it was almost like, the people that I probably would not have mentioned, by name, previously, I had to, because it was therapeutic and it was the truth. It wouldn't have been as effective if I would have just said, and he said, and she said, I need you to know the players in the game. And, I caught some flack from my brother, D.O.C. That's my, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's my mentor, like, always will be. And me and him chop it up to this day. But he was, he was a little irritated by that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to explain to him, man, look, this is what happened. You can, deny it or accept it or whatever, but you always gonna be big bro, but this is what happened. And so a lot of that, I will say, hindsight looking, was my fault, because the business is the business, and don't mix friendships with the business, because that's two totally separate things. We can go out and get a drink, but that ain't got nothing to do with the business. And that's the thing that I convoluted. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I mixed up. Like, I'm thinking, okay, I've known these brothers since Howard, him and Mark, they gonna look out. Well, that ain't their job to look out. That's why you hire competent, you know what I'm saying, legal people to get behind. That's why you hire management, you know what I'm saying? Those are the people that look out for your business, or you yourself stay on top of it, not the people that you are going into business with. That's not their job. You know what I'm saying? So it took me a long time to understand that. You know what I mean? And that's just a natural thing. Don't, for anybody that's listening, it's not an easy thing when you built a relationship with somebody based on friendship first and then go into business with them, to separate the two. But realistically, you have to, you know what I'm saying? And if people don't understand that, then you shouldn't go into business with them. You know what I mean? So, it was a tough pill to swallow, but we got through it, you know what I mean? And so that's what Vision was, man. It was again, more therapy, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So given that most people do know you from the theme, I did want to get into when you were making the record and when it was first coming out. Could you tell it was different than everything you had done differently, or what was the feeling of it like when it was getting ready to launch?
Oh yeah, no, I knew it was way different. Like, I wasn't rhyming like that. That was Dot being a coach. You know what I'm saying? He was like, because I'm a spitter. I'm a natural spitter. That's how we grew up. That's how, you know what I mean? Ciphers and battles and all, it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, rapid fire, and you know what I mean? I was doing all that. And he was like, nah, Trey, not on this record. You know what I'm saying? The beat was so fire, I just wanted to kill it. He was like, nah, not on this record. You gotta let it breathe, man. So I was like, I struggled with it for a second. You know what I mean? I mean, probably about a month. I struggled with it for about a month. But then, I figured it out, and was able to still be lyrical, but let it breathe at the same time. But that record is such a party record for a lot of people that they just gloss over the bars. They don't even pay attention to the bars. But I was saying, like, shit is worldwide, like .com. This was 96. You know what I'm saying? The World Wide Web. Like, who's, you know what I mean? Like, just little, I take you to school like D, I'm cool like G, and rap. I use the mic to rule like a pharaoh. Like, it's a lot of, you know what I mean? But you gloss right over that, you know what I'm saying? Because you so into the groove. But, it was just a different way for me to rhyme. But, thanks to Dot, I just basically being the rap coach that he is, who I always say is the greatest rap coach ever in the history of hip hop. And I mean, he's coached them all, from Big to Jay, anybody he did production with, to Jay, to, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna tell you, not on this, you can't do it like that. To Buster, and people get mad at him, but he knows, he has an ear. He knows, what a record is supposed to sound like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I interviewed him many moons ago, but he's very insightful on those type of things. And you mentioned my favorite rapper is Schoolie D. So when you referenced him on there, that instantly made me a fan of the theme, man. I was like, oh, wow. Because just Schoolie, man, he's amazing what he did.
Man. He started the whole West Coast movement. See, Ice-T will tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Well, I did a whole book about it, The History of Gangster Rap.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Yep. He launched gangster rap and still is one of the more influential and important people in rap history, I think, that gets overlooked. And he's been sampled like hundreds of times. Biggie redid one of his songs.
Facts.
Jay-Z did.
Facts.
Nicki Minaj uses flow.
Facts.
On and on and on and on. Beastie Boys sampled him. It's just
facts.
Premier sampled him. Alcoholics sampled him.
Facts. Absolutely.
Big timers. So many.
Yes.
And speaking of big, with Keep Your Hands High, I think my favorite line from you in there was the Demi Moore line.
Ooh, I'm a cock to semi, watch you strip like Demi, yeah.
So that one, obviously Biggie is so revered and appreciated, and at the time you would have been doing the song, obviously was then. So strategically, what was it like, and how was the tag team back and forth in the writing of that song?
Oh man, it was two MCs in a room trying to first and foremost make a banger, but then as an MC you're competitive, so it was one-on-one. It was one-on-one basketball. You know what I'm saying? But except we're on the same team, so I had some things in mind based on the concept. He had some things in mind, and it was just like, he Big, I always say Big is the master of saying more with less. He's the most efficient MC in the history of hip hop. And when I mean that, and what I mean by that is that, again, he says more with less. And there's a lot of people that consider him the greatest of all time based on 2 albums. Think about that. 2 albums. People are saying he's the greatest of all. Like, that's mind-blowing to me. But the way he gets into pockets and the way he chooses his words, syllable structure, things like that, it's like, it's a sight to behold. But here's what I discovered, going off on a tangent. Like I said, I'm a student. Go back and listen to King T. And go back and listen to Heavy D. That's really the mesh. That's big. You know what I'm saying? So when he's in the studio, competitive juices are there. And I knew he was going to come with it because he had already told, because I hold him like partially responsible for me getting signed, because when I was giving those demos to Dot and Dot giving them to Mark, Mark would listen to the joints with Big in the car. And so, you know, Big, you know, listen to him, be like, yo, your man is nice. So Mark was already trying to set that up because Mark is Big manager still at the time. But then he also tells Mark, but your man gonna finish in second this year. You know what I'm saying? Because we dropping. He's like, your man is nice, but he gonna finish in second this year. So there was some, you know, and I'm not gonna back down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I know who you are. I know you. You know what I'm saying? You Big. I love you too, bro. Like, I got all your records. I listened to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the beat is playing. Here's the mic in the booth. This is what we do. So let's get busy. And so, you know, and I felt like I brought the best out of him, especially with that third verse that me and my nigga Lance took chemistries of that. He went somewhere because he knew I was on his heels. And what he did with that, which was a smart play, is he got personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was the thing that really wowed the people. It was not only his cadence and flow, but he got personal. Talking about taking people's advance, bought 10 bricks, 4 pounds. Like, he got real and got, you know, it gave you the intricacies of it. And so, you know, and so on that, when I had to go and follow that, that's where the Demi line came from. It was like, because I knew the concept was still, we are committing a robbery against those that are facades and frauds in the music that claim they got this, that, and the other. If you got it, then run it. You know what I'm saying? So it's still stuck with that whole thing. But I knew I had to come with something else because I had something else written for those last 8 bars. It didn't bounce the same way he did. And coming off of that, what he was doing with that bounce, it was like, all right, I got to do something else to keep that momentum. You know what I'm saying? And so that record was a lot of fun. It was competitive. And I never thought it would be, especially without the marketing and promotion of that record. Because if you notice, I was not able to advertise Big on the record. I was never able to put sticker rights, have sticker rights for Big. But that record still to this day. And there's still a lot of people that don't know about that record. But it gets played to this day by a multitude of people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
No, it's obviously a great song, and then I always laugh when I hear "What More Can I Say" by Jay-Z for the beat. But but the thing about it is, it really it shows what I think has been lost a little bit in rap, which is the hyper competition when 2 artists are on the same song. Because I just remember, it started really in the late 80s, I guess, with most people point to the symphony, but, it was clear those dudes were trying to, bring it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think sometimes, more recently, I get the sense people are just trying to finish their verse.
There's definitely it's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not, rappers are friendly with each other. I mean, you want to be cool with the cats that you on the record with, I think. But better yet, okay, there it is. It's all about, okay, with us 2 on the record, then we're going to get the likes and stream just because of the name. Forget the bar work. Forget, making this sound like something that's bananas. It's because I got such and such feature and that feature and that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't get the sense of that with Griselda. I don't get the sense of that with, 38 Special and Shay Noir and Ransom and all of these cats and RJ Payne and all these young guns that got bar work. I don't get the sense of that anymore with them. Like, they are on there to say, look, I know you nice. That's why I wanted you to get on this record, or I want to be on this record, but I'm about to bite your head off. You know what I'm saying? So they bring back more of that competitive spirit. The rest of them don't know so much.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for
just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.